Hi everyone, and welcome to the month of August and our regular look through the tarot. Before I begin, I would like to ask you to reflect back on July and how that has been for you personally. It really feels whatever energy you've experienced in July, August will be the complete opposite to that. So for me personally, July has been a very introspective, quiet month, almost more like the energy of October, November, where you hibernate away, um, snuggle down, and wait for the next stage. That's very much been my experience of July. I do know, although I haven't been out and about physically doing a lot, um, there's been a lot of subtle work going on, and it's the changes. I've been aware that changes were happening, but I wasn't quite consciously aware of them on a tangible level. Things are beginning to shift now, and I know that August for me is going to be a more dynamic and outwards yang energy. So I would suggest that if you've had that similar experience to me, August is more dynamic. If you have been herring around and quite busy in July, it will be time to take your energy back a little bit in August and regroup. Now, one thing that I was very aware of was the video that I did at the end of the year for the whole of 2015, which I said was, and it is, an 8-year. I was very aware that there were lots of 8s around this time of the month, and I actually looked back through my notes that I made in my own personal records after I'd done that video, and we had in July we had the 8 of Pentacles, and the energy then I picked up was what your attention will be pulled away from the larger picture, which certainly not so much, a little bit that happened personally for me in June, but not so much as in July. So it was very much away from the bigger picture and focusing on what I needed to do. We had for July the 8 of Wands, which was fast flowing energy, and the knowledge that things would be okay, and a sense of cooperation. Certainly for me, July was about cooperating with what I needed to do next, my next stage of my journey, and that meant me taking this space to be quiet. What I want to say is it really feels as though I keep saying to everyone, what we do individually is for everyone of the collective. So if we are all these pieces of the one jigsaw, threads of the same web, we have people that are busy, we have people that are more reflective, and whatever they're doing individually out there is impacting on the whole picture. So me and people that were in my energy in July would have been balanced by people who were out there doing more. And again, that's as we switch roles in August, that will continue, because it feels very much a lot more cohesion, a lot more cooperation. It might not seem like it in the world if you switch the news on what's going on and crazy things that are happening out there, but on the structure underneath it, this cohesion is building for the future. I promise you, it is building, it is there is the cooperation, and all we need to do is keep working towards that, and we'll get there. In the meantime, we can't have the old story, we can't have light without the dark, we can't have good without bad, we can't have yin without yang, we have to have the two. So to get the stability, we have to ride out these waves, and that is what's playing out so graphically in the world. Best piece of advice is observe it without becoming enmeshed in the drama. We've enough dramas in our own day-to-day life without adding to it in the collective. That's not to say that we don't care, that's not to say that we don't direct positive energy towards it. It sounds airy-fairy. To be honest with you, recently I have seen a lot of new age people doing the sort of work that I do, and to be honest with you, maybe I'm going into judgment, it shocks me at how dramatic they are. So they're doing the work, but they're actually putting themselves out there with this agenda of drama. Why they're doing that, I don't know, but that is their choice, and I respect that in them. But to balance that, there does need to be this working away under the scenes, behind the scenes, not in the spotlight, not drawing attention to what a lot of people do still consider is quite wacky. It isn't wacky. It will be proved that this is, yes, we need the convention, we need the traditional, we also need this. It's the balance of the two. But again, without buying into the drama. So just as the things, the tragic stories that are happening in the news, the people who are light workers, and I think I've said before, I'm not particularly enamoured with that term, but the people who label themselves light workers or healers, who are out there doing it in a dramatic way, there is another way to do it. And it feels as though in August we're going to be pulled into our authenticity. And are you going to do this work from the heart, or are you doing it for the accolades it brings you? Just something to think about. Okay, for August, let's have a card. I don't want to do the card. We'll have a card for each. Okay, a card for each week, then one for the overall theme, and let's just see where that takes us. Let's just go with it. So for the first week of August, we have Queen of Wands. So this is the yin energy of the Queen, but we've also got the more dynamic energy of Wands. Again, it feels like whatever's going on in your life, whatever's coming up for you, whatever you're drawn to, you need to balance it. You've got the Queen, the intuition of the Queen, but you also need to take the action, the spark, the inspiration of the Wands to put it out there now. It's time to move. It's time to, because we've said it for so long about walking the walk and talking the talk. The talking is done. It's time now to get out there and do it, but it must be from an authentic place. It's not about the accolades. It's not about look what I can do. It's about doing what you can do from a place of love, from a place of responsibility and self-responsibility, and from a place of integrity. And just because you can, not because you want to be seen to be able to do these things. If you're drawn to do that, there is a reason why, and that's a whole other story. But the energy of August is doing things authentically without looking for the rewards. The rewards will come in ways that you couldn't imagine, but it's not about going out there and saying, look what I can do. So it is very much stepping into your power in an authentic, I almost want to say understated way. Understated. Because that's what it's about. It's not a show. It's not to put yourself out there, because what I'm very aware of is there are so many people doing that, and yes, they're doing it for a reason, but it is undermining what needs to be done. This is serious stuff. I've talked before about having fun doing it, but this is serious stuff. If we're going to go out in the world and make a difference, it has to be done from a place of authentic integrity. I'm sorry to keep banging on about that, but that had to be said. Second week in August, we have the Hanged Man. So again, it's what I've just said. It's literally what I've just said, looking at things in a whole new way. So The people that want to blow their own trumpets, fine. That doesn't mean that we have to follow them. It's all down to values. What do you want? Do you want to be here to make a difference and be seen to be making a difference? Or do you want to be here to be the difference? So it's about looking at things authentically now and turning things on their head. Literally, if that's what it takes, that's what we need to do. There is, okay, what I want to say, we have the light, we have the dark, we have the yin, we have the yang, we have the masculine, we have the feminine. Within each side of that, we also again have a subdivision. So we have the people that are still living in their left brain, the people that want the logical answers, the explanations, which, let's be honest, we can't give. A lot of this stuff, it cannot be proven yet. And my personal belief is, okay, it can't be proven yet, but if it works, why knock it? These people do, and that's their entitlement, that's fine. But it's not going to stop me doing what I know I can do. It's not going to make a bit of difference to me, and for me to be able to publicly say that is huge. If you'd have known me 10 years ago, to actually publicly put my head out there and say, yeah, I'm going to do this regardless. I can be ridiculed, it doesn't matter, because I know and I have seen and I have worked with so many people that this stuff works. Within the people that then do this kind of work, we have then got this subdivision of the ones that do it quietly with integrity, the ones that, yes, also have integrity, but are perhaps putting not the wrong slant on things, but by doing it, and actually what I need to say is they are doing a very worthwhile job, because the people that are out there that and I have found myself watching mainstream TV, YouTube, people channeling, people, this drama, this persona, this look what I can do, this is what I can do. And that is fine, that's their journey, that's their life path, that's their lessons they have to learn. And they are actually doing a service of drawing the attention of the left-brained people to this. They're saying this is genuine. What I'm saying is, in August, it's time to shore up the other side of that by, it's like the worker ants going, scurrying about and getting the job done. They might not be recognised, but it's about the firm foundations. That's what August is about. And again, we've got the 8, double 4, we need the stability now. We need to ground. The energy is here, we're using it, we're able to do these things. We need to now ground it in order to build a feasible, responsible way forwards, because this is the way forwards, but in order to be taken sensibly and mainstream, it has to come from a place of authenticity. And if that means looking at how you do things, looking at how you perceive things, just literally, and look at the hangman, he's turned everything, he's upside down, so it is looking, just look at how you work, the words you use, the language you use, the expressions you use, the way you communicate, both with mainstream people and alternative people. What do you do that maybe needs to be tweaked a little bit, is what I want to say to you for the second week in August. The third week in August, we have 9 of Pentacles. So again, we've got the 9, it's almost completion, it's Pentacles, it's manifestation. We're almost there. but it's about putting the finishing touches now to where do we go next with it? Where is this going? We've worked so hard for this. Get the foundations settled, get them strengthened, but it's almost, they have to be strengthened. It's like the silken thread, the gossamer thin thread. And again, it's us all working as individuals collectively. If everyone's gossamer threads are all twisted together, the silken thread is where the strength comes from. That's where it comes from, rather than a flamboyant, showy cord of, look, it really is knuckling down, spit and polish. Where we go from here determines the next stage of our journey in our work. So if you're drawn to be out there, be flamboyant, that is your path, that is fine, follow it. If you're drawn to working tiny baby steps, one step at a time, one step after the other, that is where the strength will come. Anyone can build a house of cards. It takes dedication, strength, determination and authenticity to build a structure that's solid, and the words that are coming into mind with that is platonic solids. So it's almost the sacred geometry and the dodecahedron. And again, that's bringing an image to mind of worker bees, collective. It's the community energy. It's what we're doing individual. This is the overwhelming theme that I need to get across to you, obviously, this month. It is what we're doing individually, almost unnoticed a lot of the time, and it doesn't matter. That's the important message. It doesn't matter if it's not seen, if it's not lauded over, if people are not patting you on the back and, well done, aren't you wonderful? It doesn't matter. It's from the heart, with the integrity, that will build the foundation, the structure of this foundation, to take it forward and integrate this into the mainstream, because that's what's got to happen. We can't carry on doing the work we do and keep being bashed across the head by people wanting. And yes, I understand scientific proof it's needed, but are you going to let them throw the baby out with the bathwater, that we haven't got the proof yet? So forget it. It's the integrity, and even the most die-hard scientific person alive, on some level, if it's coming from the heart with integrity, that energy will ripple out to them. It will make a difference. If your intention is pure, even if, I'm not going to name names here, but I've had some spectacular run-ins with people who've said all sorts of things about the work I do, and I've offered to work with them, and for some reason they don't put their money where their mouth is. They're not prepared to do that. I've had some spectacular run-ins, but on some level they will feel the intention, the authenticity, and it will make a difference. So it is so important this month. The next card we have for last week is Page of Swords. This is communication. Very much electronic communication. So again, I want to say, be very careful how you say things. And it's almost as though every single nuance of every single word which we say is going to be analysed, it's going to be assessed, it's going to be judged, it's going to be, by many people, criticised, ridiculed. And the overwhelming message is, if you're in integrity and you know the reason you're doing it is pure, you know the reason you're here doing the work you're doing is for the highest good, not because you want to have your name in lights, not because you want to be applauded. If you're doing it with the right intention, that is what matters right now. So, okay, so the next card is the message to take away, because I know some of you will be struggling with this message. Justice. Okay, all I can say about August is it's justice, it's balance. All that has gone before, all the mistakes we've all made, all the bad calls we've made, the bad judgments, the choices which now we can see with hindsight maybe weren't the wisest. It doesn't matter, because they have all fed and got you to the place where you are now. What matters is the next step from here. So it literally is. This is what I wanted to say, because a lot of the time we get halfway through the year, we get to June, and it's like, let's take stock, or the equinox in March and September. I have just got this overwhelming feeling right now that August is a huge new beginning. It's a fresh start, and what I want to share with you is this fresh start. It's so important where you come from with your integrity, and it's like the karmic justice of the future. That is what it's all about, justice. So the energy you step out in August, I want to say, is probably more important than any month so far this year, probably any month ever. We've reached such a point now, and we are on this threshold of a new beginning. Are you going to do it with a pure and loving heart for your highest good and for the highest good of everyone that you meet, you work with, if you just walk past in the street? So I would recommend that for August, try and take, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, when you wake up in the morning in bed, lie there, ask, call in whatever you need to call in, whatever your beliefs are, angels, spirit guides, whoever, your higher self, your inner wisdom, your whatever is right works for you. Call this energy in and ask that you live that day speaking your truth with integrity, with love, with compassion, and not because of the end result that you want to be acknowledged for. Just to do it on your own quiet terms. And then at night when you go to bed, just have a little review. Can you honestly say, hand on heart, that's what you did that day? And if you can't, it doesn't matter. Don't beat yourself up, but just be aware that you tried your best. And if you did make it, fantastic. If it wasn't quite what you wished it was, that's fine. Let it go and start the next day again. But build in increments, just as we're all collectively coming together, the macrocosm and the microcosm in your own life. Build on it daily. Each day really matters towards the whole now. This energy is building. Goodness knows where we'll be by the time we get to the end of the year, but the energy now is so different to at the beginning of the year. Take it and build the future for all of us, for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for humanity, for everyone in humanity. And I do mean everyone in humanity, everyone. We're all in this together. So day by day, step by step, please try to be as conscious as you possibly can starting in August. It's so important. so important. And it may help to journal. And then before I see you back here in September, let's just see what progress we've made and how your energy will shift. When you act with the integrity and almost under a cloak of invisibility is what I want to say. When you do it behind the scenes, your energy will shift, and I would ask you to just keep an eye on that and see how that's different by the time we get back here in September. So have a fantastic August. Live wisely, live from your heart, live consciously, and I'll see you again soon.